It is no secret that I assign homework to my clients, so let's talk about my favorite journal prompts to give out in sessions. So, kind of falling under the umbrella of self awareness and reflection, a journal prompt that I will use is what patterns do I notice in my reactions this week? Again, that would go back to my other videos of kind of that pattern and trending and recognizing the similarities within, again, reactions, emotions, experiences, etc. One that sometimes I get pushback on is in an area of maybe compassion and validation, but it's more of write a letter to, so for instance, write a letter to yourself if you were comforting a friend in your situation, or write a letter to, maybe a parent who may not respond, or you're afraid to give the letter to, right? Just for your emotions to get out on the page instead of ruminating in your head. Journal prompt that surrounds processing relationships and reflecting on these relationships and who we surround ourselves by would be which relationships drain me and which energize me, right? When I leave a relationship or a hangout of some sort, how do I feel? This could also be like a somatic thing, right? Where you can kind of turn it into what areas of my body are kind of speaking to me when I leave this person. Is my throat tight? Is my chest tight? Am I shaking? These are just ways of, again, self-reflection and processing. As far as goal setting and growth go, we can ask questions along the lines of what fear can I face this week and what small steps can I take to kind of get to that fear or through that fear. Again, it's a challenging one, but something that, okay, what is, or we can just kind of go generally, what is something small that I can do to change my current situation or my current emotions or breaking patterns of some sort. Another goal setting one that I really do want to point out is oftentimes I'll hear from clients like, I don't remember the last time that I was happy or, felt these extravagant and good feelings. So, reflecting on, okay, when was the last good day I had? When was the last time I felt happy? Again, happy can be defined differently per each client, per each person in general, and kind of say like, okay, what was happening at that time, and how do I get back to those feelings? One that I always start out with new clients is what triggered me this week, right? If I only see you for 45 minutes, I really, really want to understand, first of all, that is such a vague question, but that is on purpose. What triggered you this week, right? That can be interpreted in any way that you want, right? Whether it was emotionally or reactive wise, right? So, I kind of want to see how you interpret that and also what comes up with that interpretation. So these are just some journal prompts that you can use to kind of stimulate your growth and reflection and self-awareness and kind of, assist in making changes and breaking patterns.